Hey, it's Wendy from Women Aging Better, and today I'm going to show you how to make kefir at home, which is way healthier than kefir you can buy in the store. So you need to start with some kefir grains, which you can either buy online, or if you know somebody who's making kefir, they're probably more than happy to share because the kefir grains grow every time you make kefir. So when you get them, you probably have to shake them up a little bit because they'll settle. They're in a little bit of milk, and when you first start, all you're going to do is take your grains after you shake them up a little bit, throw them into a mason jar and add a little bit of milk. And you can't really add too little or too much milk, because if you add quote unquote too much milk, your kefir is just going to be made a little bit slower. If you add too little, again, it's not too little, it's just going to make your kefir a little faster. So I'm taking the mason jar cover, I'm putting it on, but I'm not sealing it. So this is going to sit for anywhere from 12 to 24 hours. And after that time, you don't put it in the refrigerator, you leave it out on the counter. And I know it sounds kind of gross being milk on the counter, but it works. So this is what your kefir looks like after it's been sitting for a while. It starts to separate a little bit at the bottom. You can sort of see the separation. You don't want it to separate too much, or it starts to taste like sour milk. But this has been sitting for about 24 hours. So what I'm going to do is screw the cap on tight, shake it up, because the kefir grains start to settle at the bottom. So we're going to drain the kefir grains out of the kefir, and if your cover's not on well, you're going to get kefir all over your counter like I just did. So unscrew that. Pour your kefir into a strainer over some other kind of container. I have a 4-cup measuring container there. I'm just going to wipe this off the counter so I'm not making more of a mess. Then I take a big whisk and simply whisk the kefir to separate it from the kefir grains. So you get all the good kefir in your container, and then you've got grains in your colander, which I'm going to take a spatula and just take those grains and put them into my new container. So this is what your kefir grains look like when there's no milk on them. Looks kind of like cottage cheese. We're going to throw that in there, and then again we throw a little bit of milk in here. So I've got 2 containers going now of new kefir. That's going to sit on the counter as well. And a cool thing is that if you are making kefir and say it starts to separate, but you're not ready to do this part of separating the grains from the kefir, throw this container into the refrigerator and the kefir grains will stop growing. So once your kefir is separated from the grains, you pour it into another mason jar, and you have fresh kefir, which you could drink right now. You could add some fruit to it, you could blend fruit into it, but just cap it, throw it in the refrigerator, and you are good to go. You've got great probiotic kefir made. Enjoy.